Hello, and welcome to It's a Fandom Thing. I'm your host, Erin Marlowe, and each week I'm joined by a panel of guests to discuss all things fandom and pop culture, primarily from a female perspective. You'll find everything from fanfic, to cosplay, to Schitt's Creek, to Supernatural, and everything in between. So put on your favorite piece of fandom merch, set aside that fanfic that you're writing about your OTP, and sit back and enjoy this week's episode. Hello, and welcome to It's a Fandom Thing. I'm your host, Erin Marlowe, and on this episode, we are going to be talking about the legendary, wonderful, amazing Debbie Allen. And joining me for this episode is Tiff. Hello, Tiff.
Hi, hey, hello. I'm ready to, let's say, produce, direct, act, choreograph, dance. Let's go.
Yes. And before we do that, I am going to provide some info about Debbie Allen. So Deborah K. Allen, that's her full name, was born January 16th, 1950. And she is an American actress, dancer, choreographer, singer, director, producer, and a former member of the President's Committee on the Arts and Humanities. She has been nominated for 22 Emmy Awards and has won 6, and 2 Tony Awards. She has won a Golden Globe Award and received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1991. In 2025, she received an Academy Honorary Award. And she also has choreographed the Oscars quite a few times as well, if you did not know that. Allen is best known for her work in the musical drama television series Fame, where she portrayed dance teacher Lydia Grant and served as the series' principal choreographer. For this role in 1983, she received a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a television series, musical or comedy, and 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Choreography. And she also received 4 nominations for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. Allen later began working as director and producer, most notably producing and directing 83 of 144 episodes of the NBC comedy series A Different World, which if you didn't know, that is getting a reboot. She's also producing that. She returned to acting, playing the leading role in the NBC sitcom In the House from 1995 to 96, and in 2011 began playing Dr. Catherine Avery in the ABC medical drama Grey's Anatomy, also serving as an executive producer/director. She has directed more than 50 television and film productions. And in 2001, Allen opened the Debbie Allen Dance Academy in Los Angeles, where she currently teaches young dancers. She also taught choreography to former Los Angeles Lakers dancer turned singer Paula Abdul. She is the younger sister of actress, director, singer Felicia Rashad. There's so much more I could share too, but that's where I'm going to stop because otherwise I'll just be reading the whole entire thing here. And it's huge. So there's a lot.
Talk about an IMDb.
Exactly. So Tiff, and I don't know if it'll be the same as it is for me, but Tiff, what first turned you into a Debbie Allen fan?
So I, as a wee little bit, loved Fame, the TV show. I was obsessed with that show. I wanted to go to a school of the performing arts. It didn't have to be, like in my mind, I was like, okay, I don't have to go to the New York School of Performing Arts. I can just go to like any school of the performing arts as long as I'm around all these other creative people. But here's the thing. I can't dance like Lydia Grant. I can't dance like Leroy did. I can't sing like Irene Cara did. And Irene, of course, was in the original movie. She was not in the television series. I can see her. I can see her in my mind, who the woman who played her, the actress who played like the air quotes character that Irene Cara played. And I can't remember her name, but whatever. But anyway, that's what made me a Debbie Allen fan though. Like when she would walk with that that stick in that leotard with the skirt. And she's like, you have to work. And she just stomped it, and she's like banging that stick and she's just pushing her students to be the best, to be the best. Those were like core memories for me watching the dance scenes on Fame. Those were like absolute core memories for me. I wanted to be in the room where it happened. So I did. I wanted to be in it so badly. And then as I got older, and you find out like just how multifaceted she actually is. Like, I mean, Miss Debbie Allen, she's like, I'm gonna do it all. And she legitimately does it all. When we say like look at her IMDb, legitimately look at her IMDb because it is just pages and pages filled with all sorts of stuff. She doesn't just act. She doesn't just direct one or two things here and there. She does a lot of different things in a lot of different genres, and it's so impressive. But for me, like it all started with watching Fame on TV. That was like where it first started. And then when I got a little older, I did go and actually watch, like, rent the film version of Fame. And yes, I Sing the Body Electric always gets me very misty. I love that song so much. Great graduation song. More people need to use that. I haven't ever heard it, and some people should actually use that. But that was my first foray into like the talent of Debbie. That was like bam, there she is. And oh, I did see a video. If you get a chance, folks, look up a video of her. I think it's the 1983 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And it's freezing. It's New York. It's November. And it's really, really cold. And she is out there high kicking and high stepping and kickball chaining all down the avenues and streets of New York City in high top Reeboks, people. High top Reeboks. That's no shock absorption. I think, and like her dance style is so, she's not just fluid, she's also powerful. And she's got some of the fastest turns and spins I have ever seen. Like when you watch her, she is a blur when she's doing her turns and her spins. So if you get a chance, pull up just this clip. It's like from the Today Show, I think, and they're capturing them going down the avenue, and she's amazing. She's just absolutely amazing. So that's my first, but that was my first foray into her talent. Was definitely Fame, the TV show.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I was wondering if it was going to be the same because I know that you loved Fame as much as I did. So I was wondering if it was going to be the same. I had a feeling it would, but yeah, Fame was like appointment television for me. That was like that and like the Muppets show were like when I was a kid were like the two things that I just really had to watch. But Fame, especially because that's what I wanted to do too. I wanted to go to New York when I was a kid, and I wanted to go and be in that school, and I wanted to be those people. And I've always loved dance, and I wish I could dance like these people do because I can't, but I love watching dancers, and dance is such an incredible feat, and it's such an incredible artistry and also athleticism. And so watching these performers and not just dancing, but doing other things, but watching her and watching the whole show and just falling in love with that world and in turn with her. And, it's just incredible the talent that she has. But that was definitely what turned me into a fan. And that show just, I don't think the remake movie really was that great. I watched it for the preparation for this. I don't know if you've watched that. Which Debbie Allen's in that, but
yes. I mean, I watched it, but it's not the same flavor.
no, it's not. I
it's
think
not.
there's something about I think there's something about that show that's so special. And we'll talk about that show at some point too. But I think there's something about that show that's so special because of the time period, honestly. I
Right.
think there's something that's lacking in one that's updated because of the time period.
Yeah.
It loses some of its, I don't know, like artistic grittiness, if that
Yes.
makes
No, that I was thinking that's in my mind. I was saying grit. I was
Yeah.
as soon as you said, I was like, yep, see, symbiotic.
Yeah, it's missing some of that. So but the television show and the original movie and everything, it really, the song, the theme song, everything like that. That was like when I was a child, I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yes,
I want to
yes.
be there.
I
I want
was
to go there.
exactly, exactly. I mean, I took ballet and I took tap,
Mm.
and honestly, I wish I had. To be honest, it's never too late, and I
Yeah,
might just take up
that's
tap
true.
again because I feel like that's one of those things where it's good. It helps with, like your joint movement and stuff. It helps with
Yeah.
dexterity. So preparing for this honestly made me want to get back into something. So maybe I will look up a local tap dance class and see what I can find.
Do it. Yeah, like you said, it's never too late. We should
Yeah.
both try and do those things. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because when I was a little kid, we have here in Denver, we have the famous Cleo Parker Robinson Dance School is here in Denver.
Hmm.
And I did when I was little. I took like one class there once, and it was so intimidating because I was like, I am nowhere near as good as any of these people, and I can't, and I couldn't, I didn't last because I wasn't as good as everybody else there. But that was kind of my only attempt at kind of like a little bit of replica of fame in a way
Right.
of that
Right.
kind of school. But hey, it's never too late for me either. So maybe both Tiff and I should make a plan to take some dance
Yes.
classes.
And we will document the
I don't know
aches,
about the document.
the aches and the pains.
Yeah, the aches and the pains.
Go
That's for
along with
sure.
it.
Oh my gosh. Be like, I'm old.
Kickball
For
change.
sure.
Kickball change.
Yeah, because I used to take Zumba.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know if you've ever done that. And
Yes.
that's a lot of that's a
Oh
lot.
man. Your hips, hips and knees,
Yeah,
and Zumba. Zumba's a lot of fun though. So
it
yeah,
is.
honestly, I got to get back on top of things. Like I really do.
I know
I got to
I'm
get back
the
on top of
same.
things. I'm just, oh.
I'm the same. I'm the same, Tiff. And I keep thinking that's because I used to do Zumba like all the time. That was like my favorite thing to do with
Yes,
for that
yes.
because it's so much fun. And
Good
I took
workout, good cardio.
and I took one where who she was the best instructor I've ever had, and she started each one with the song Proud Mary, and it was a great way to, kind of like build up and
Nice.
like kind of like warm up, and then you get really going when the song really
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
going
yeah, yeah. I love
when
that.
Tina, really, really belts it out. So anyway, sorry, that's like totally memory lane there. But so Fame really kicked off my love of the arts and that kind of world and performing. And so I wanted a teacher like her, and I wanted to just live in that world. And so that was definitely my first exposure to her. But I mean, it's incredible her work, her legacy and everything, which we'll talk about that stuff later. So I'll save some of those thoughts for later because there is a great documentary on Netflix that I highly recommend watching, and I'll get into it more, but just I'll give you the name right up front and then I'll get into it more. But it's Dance Dreams Hot Chocolate Nutcracker, which is all about her dance academy and then putting on their annual Nutcracker show, which they do as a way to raise funds for the school. So I will get into that a little bit more later. I don't know if you watched that, Tiff.
I didn't watch the documentary. I have seen the hot chocolate nutcracker though.
Oh, you have?
I have. I saw it here in Southern California. Gosh, it had to have been about 10 years ago. Yeah,
Oh,
had to
that's
have been
so
about 10
cool.
years. And randomly, a distant cousin of mine was actually in like the chorus. I had
Oh
no
my
idea.
God.
I had no idea because I ran into her dad and he was like, yeah, he's like, Sky is up there. I was like, what? Like I had absolutely no idea. So it's one of those things. So
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
I
I'm very jealous that you got to see one of these performances too, but
know.
I highly recommend watching that documentary. I watched that today. So I highly recommend that one. So if you haven't watched it out there, people. So Debbie Allen is like known for so many things. So I just wanted to start in front of the camera. And you could even include like, your thoughts on her as a dancer as well, because I think that goes into this, because it's as a
Absolutely.
performer, basically. I'm just going to say that. So, what are your thoughts on her as an actress and a performer? And do you have 3 favorite roles or?
She is so vivacious, just just a ball of energy, like here, I mean, she's petite, but she is like just powerful, just dynamite. That's what I when I look at her dance and when I look at her, even just her acting too, I'm like, she's like a stick of dynamite, like just pure TNT, right? Pure energy. I think, and I obviously have talked about how Fame was my entree into, the world of Debbie Allen. So definitely Lydia Grant is like the standard for me for like dance instructors. So she's like, that's my girl. If you ever wanted somebody to play a dance instructor, you have to call Debbie Allen to channel Lydia Grant to be a dance instructor in a film or on television. But besides that, I'm actually going to go with she had a recurring role as Dr. Langhorne on A Different World. And
Yeah.
when she played a therapist and she was telling Whitley to relax, relate, release, relax, relate, release, because Whitley was so, tightly wound. And I just loved the fact that she could channel this almost like frazzled therapist because she's dealing with a frazzled client and she's trying to get this girl to calm down and to get her mind right. And she's like, oh my goodness, I need a vacation. I love that character. I think it's one of the funniest things ever. And I haven't watched it in many, many moons. I will not be going back to it. But there was something very, very powerful about her portrayal as Catherine on Grey's Anatomy. I like the way she owned the space when she first came in to, when she first came on to, I guess, the set, when she first came on the screen on Grey's. It's like, oh, I'm sitting up, I'm taking notice. Because like this woman has something to say and everybody's quiet when she says it. Because not only was she an astute businesswoman, she's also a brilliant surgeon as well. And she's a mom. I don't know it now. I mean, now her relationship with Jackson notwithstanding, with her son, I just thought that there was a really, really interesting dichotomy between these 3 very important roles that she was playing in Grey's, as a business leader, as a surgeon, as a mother, and as a mother of another surgeon. Which is, how can you imagine having to deal with that? Like, it's like, okay, my kid needs, like, he needs me to bolster him up because, he's about to go in and do this like life changing, life affirming surgery. It's like, I have to shore him up. So, like I said, I haven't watched it in a long, long time. I don't know how the character arc has changed, but I did like when she first came on to Grey's. And then just an honorable mention, but I have to do it. She played Emma the fitness instructor on The Cosby Show when Claire was trying to lose weight to get into this dress for a gala. And the little sibling energy, the little sister energy that she was giving when she was telling her, oh, okay, little miss, in your leotard, she's like, faster, faster, faster. One of the funniest episodes of The Cosby Show that I have ever seen. And that's saying something because they had a ton of funny ones, but their dynamic together, just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Now, I love that. I love that guest appearance that she made. Loved it. So funny.
Yeah, I pretty much ditto everything you said, except for I've watched like 1 episode of Grey's Anatomy, and I keep thinking we should cover Grey's Anatomy on the
Oh,
show, but there's
gosh.
so many episodes
Oh, there's so
that
many.
I'm like, I would have to plan like 2 years in advance.
I mean, legitimately, you would. Because, I mean, they're on what, season 20, whatever now?
It's
Oh,
so
God.
long.
It's like 800 people in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I do ditto pretty much everything you said except for that. Because yeah, I mean, Fame, I have to say Fame. It would be very weird to not say Fame, especially since that's what made me a fan of hers. But it's not even that. It's that she was really good in that. And I really love when she's able to do roles where she also can bring in that, her work as a dancer and her work as a choreographer. And that's why, again, I recommend that documentary because you get to see her doing some of that choreography in there as well. And so I ditto that. And yeah, the A Different World, her character on that was so much fun. And she's so good at doing comedy without trying to be funny, which is, I think, essential for any good comedic performance. Because what you're talking about with the Cosby Show, it's very essential, I think, for a good comedy when you don't try to be funny. If you try to be funny, you're not going to be funny, in my opinion, because you're trying too hard, it has to come naturally. And I think, especially when, sometimes you might be playing like the straight character kind of thing to the more comedic stuff, that can be hard as well. But you can also be funny in that, if that makes sense. So yeah, and bringing in the physical comedy, of course, because I think she's an amazing performer and an amazing dancer. And it would just be incredible to see her like on stage or, see something that she's choreographed on stage. So it's interesting because even though I know she's a great performer, it's like my initial thoughts on her and who she is instantly goes to somebody who is behind the camera and making everything, or behind the dances and making everything as beautiful and as seamless as it is. But I think also why she's so good at that is because she is an incredible performer herself. So I think she's such a good performer that makes her a better director and a better producer too.
Definitely.
And I'm not saying like to be a good director, you have to be a good actor or anything like that, because that's not true. But I think it makes you up your game a little bit more. And I think it's nicer for the performers and for the actors to have someone who understands that part of the machine, or that part of the production. So I think that's what makes her an incredible director too, is that she's such an incredible performer. And I'm curious because I didn't see it, the reboot of A Different World. I wonder if she's going to just be behind the camera.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Yeah, because I mean, she's done stuff like, I didn't watch the show SWAT, but she's done stuff like that. She had a guest appearance on the show Grace and Frankie. She did some voice work for the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. So she's done work. It's not like she isn't still acting, but her focus has been so much on directing and producing and everything like that. So I don't see anything about that. So probably not, but
probably behind the scenes. That's cool.
Yeah. Which, gives me a little bit more hope in a reboot because I'm always so hesitant about reboots. So
very. And that's a show that is very, very important to me. So yeah, I'm hopeful.
Hopeful question mark.
Hopeful question mark. Exactly.
And we did talk about A Different World a few years ago, like probably 4 years ago or something like that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but it's a great one.
Yeah. So
shameless plug to listen to us.
Yeah. Go back and listen to that episode. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to talk about Debbie Allen's work behind the camera. So we'll be right back.
Every group has someone who insists on doing things the hard way. They might be paying for a subscription they forgot they had, or refusing to update their phone because it still works. It's easy to be that person, especially when it comes to something that feels so simple as your wireless plan. But if you're overpaying for wireless, switching to Mint Mobile couldn't be easier. In fact, switching is so easy, it makes staying with your existing provider the hard option. With Mint Mobile, you bring your own phone and number, activate with an eSIM in minutes, and start saving immediately. No long contracts and no hassle. It's the same coverage, same speed, just without the inflated price tag. It's the premium wireless you expect. unlimited talk, text, and data, but at a fraction of what others charge. And for a limited time, you can get 50% off 3, 6, or 12-month plans of unlimited premium wireless. Plus, they offer a 7-day money-back guarantee, just in case you want to switch back. Mint Mobile is a game changer if you want to stop feeling like you're overpaying and not receiving a good service. As a customer who has made the switch, my wireless has gone from being a bill that I hate paying to someone that I boast about to all of my friends. Ready to stop paying more than you have to. New Mint Mobile customers can make the switch today and for a limited time get unlimited premium wireless for just $15 per month. Switch now at mintmobile.com/fandom. That's mintmobile.com/fandom.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Over 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. Additional terms apply. See mintmobile.com.
Okay, so as we've mentioned, Debbie Allen does a lot of work directing and producing, and of course, choreography, all of that behind the camera. So, or even behind the scenes, like behind the scenes on theater work as well. So, what are your thoughts, Tiff, on Debbie Allen's work behind the camera and some of your favorite work as a director producer?
I think it's telling that she doesn't stick to one genre. Because, you have these directors who are known for directing like one type of thing. They're like, oh, they're sitcom directors. And that's all you'll see them do is just sitcoms. Or you have people that you see them all up and down like the drama line, that sort of thing. But her CV is filled with all sorts of stuff, sitcoms, dramas, and everything in between. She's done documentaries. She's done like Kennedy Center honor stuff. She's done so many different things that I just think she's like this. She's a true Renaissance actor, director, producer. Like so on it. I'm like all of the tail ends of her name. It's just amazing. She did a PBS program called The Old Settler, and she did that with Felicia Rashad, of course, her sister. So she acted and directed that, and I highly, highly recommend it. It is a fantastic. I believe it's based off of a play. I want to say, I'm looking this up right now, The Old Settler, but it was a PBS production and came out in 2001. PBS made for television drama. And yes, based on John Henry Redwood's play. And the story follows the sisters Elizabeth and Quilly, who take in a boarder, and his name is Husband from South Carolina, and he's searching for his girlfriend. And they live in 1943 Harlem. And it's about the dynamic not only between the sister, but when Husband, who is obviously much younger than the sisters, gets involved with Lizzie. Elizabeth.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the Bumper Robinson played Husband, and I had such a big crush on Bumper Robinson. Oh my gosh, I had such a big crush on him. I was like, oh my goodness, I wanted him to be my boyfriend. So yeah, so it's fun. It's a lot of, it's very melodramatic, but in a PBS sort of way. So you feel very educated watching it. So it doesn't
PBS way.
In a PBS way.
Sorry, that's funny.
Yeah, but it never devolves into like lifetime fodder, like lifetime TV fodder. It very much feels like PBS it's kind of prestige TV somewhat. And it feels very prestige. It feels like a play. It doesn't feel like a TV movie. It feels very much like the stage is now on the screen, which I really love. And I really appreciate that. So if you get a chance, take a look at that. The Old Settler. I'm looking to see if it's anywhere. I don't know where you can watch it, honestly, because it came out in 2001. It says it can be on Fandango. It says it's on Netflix, but I don't believe that. So, yeah, but The Old Settler. So watch that. And but just her ability to hop from genre to genre. Like I looked it up. She directed 122 episodes of A Different World. And you can tell when Debbie Allen's influence begins with A Different World because it starts in season 2. And A Different World of season 1 feels like a completely disconnected show almost from when it starts in season 2. Season 2 of A Different World is like the A Different World that we know and that we loved. I felt like that's when it really hit its stride. And a lot of that has to do with Debbie Allen. A lot of that has to do with her vision of how she wanted these young, very young actors to interact with each other as college students. And it felt like real life college vibes, like daily college vibes. And I think that came from a lot of her experience because Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad both went to Howard University, which is, one of the oldest HBCUs out there. And of course, Hillman is a fictional HBCU in A Different World. So she brought a lot of her real life lived experience into the experiences that she was filming for the show. And I think it really is telling when you watch from season 2 on, because it's almost unrecognizable, to be honest, from season 1. And it's not just the fact that Lisa Bonet is not there and Marissa Tomei are not. It's not just that. It's the fact that the vibe is completely different. It feels like college. It feels like, and I went to an HBCU, so it feels like my college experience somewhat. So even though it's much in the future from when they, from the late 80s, I went a long time after the fact, but still it felt like it. So I could appreciate that. So thanks, Debbie. And my other one, my goodness. And this had a chokehold on me. And I had mentioned it in the Discord because we lost, it was earlier this year or late last year, TK Carter, who was well-respected actor, dancer as well. And he was in the movie Polly, which was an NBC film movie, made for TV movie in 1989, starring television mother-daughter Felicia Rashad and Keisha Knight Pulliam from The Cosby Show, and directed by Felicia Rashad's sister Debbie Allen. And it's a take on Pollyanna, the story of Pollyanna, which was, I think Haley Mills did that, back in the 60s or something like that.
So.
Yeah. So basically, this is the Black version. So the Haley Mills version is Pollyanna. This is Polly, and it is the cutest thing ever. That movie had me hooked. I recorded it. I had a blank VHS recorded, and I recorded it, and I watched it all summer. And I knew all of the choreography, which Debbie Allen also did. I knew all the choreography. I knew all of the songs, and I loved it because it's completely different experience. It's about 1950s Black life in suburban Alabama. And it's, these are kind of affluential folks that are in here. So it's not something, it's colorful, and it's not something that you would expect for something being filmed for that time period. You see that time period and you don't see those colors and almost like this cotton candy saturated stuff. And it feels like that. It's happy. And there's a lot of themes of happiness in it. I mean, there's also some made for TV movie important lessons in it.
Yeah.
So, but I loved it. It had a chokehold on me. It had a chokehold on me. I wish I knew where that tape was. Shoot. Not that I have a VCR anymore, but still.
Yeah, well, hopefully you find it someday.
I know. I'm still looking for my Michael Jackson, his concert in Stuttgart. Can't find that. Want that back. My father probably recorded over it sometime.
Yeah, it is incredible, the vast, all the different genres that she has recorded. It's really amazing. I didn't even realize she had directed a couple episodes of Family Ties. So she did a lot of those kind of
I had no
sitcom.
idea. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
had
she
no
directed
idea.
2 episodes of Family Ties. And I didn't know that either until preparing for this. And so it's like that and like, A Different World, and then also directing stuff like Empire and Scandal and Jane the Virgin, which is like, it's comedy, but it's mixed in with some kind of a little bit, it's kind of like a dramedy in a way, I would say. And then like other stuff and, episode of Insecure. So that's what's so incredible is that she really can direct really any genre. And I also think, television directors don't get as much credit as film directors, I don't think, for the work that they do, because it's got to be a little bit difficult with television because unless you're doing a bunch of episodes like when she did A Different World, or unless you're already part of that world, like with Grey's Anatomy, where she also was an actress on some of the episodes as well, I think it can be easy. It can be hard to just step in the middle of like a season or be like stepping in the middle of a story and you haven't been there from the beginning. So having to just direct that one episode, but make sure that you are staying kind of not in theme, but kind of, working with the rest of the show and how the show has gone up until that point. So that is a difficult task to do. And I think she does that so well. And I did want to mention, other than her work, like, I agree, her work on A Different World, definitely. And I'm going to have to go back and watch the episode she directed of Family Ties just to see, because that just is so funny to me. But I do want to point out, when I was prepping for this episode, back when we were going to record it a few weeks ago, I watched this movie. It's on Netflix, and it's Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square. It is cheesy beyond cheesy. I do want to say that. It's a very cheesy Christmas movie, but hey, all our Christmas cult listeners out there.
Yes, you'll love it.
You'll love it. It's kind of like a take on, well, Scrooge was a take on it, how am I forgetting?
A Christmas Carol.
Yes, a Christmas Carol. It's kind of a take on that. But Debbie Allen also helps with like the choreography on this too. So there's a lot of dancing and singing and stuff. So that one was so interesting to watch, just because the fact that she's not only doing the directing, but she's also helping with the choreography and doing all of that. So having like that whole huge task, both of those tasks on your plate. But I wonder if like having that choreography probably helped a little bit with the directing, honestly, because, the dancers and the actors would already trust her in a different way because she also worked on the choreography. So it's cheesy as all get out. It's definitely a cheesy Christmas movie, but I hadn't watched that one before this. So that was just an interesting one to watch. But I'm definitely going to have to go back and watch those episodes. And it only strikes me because there's a station that just plays Family Ties 24 hours a day. 24/7.
What is the station? What is the station?
It's on, because I watch it through Roku. I think it's on Pluto or one of those. I don't know, because it's on my Roku, and it's just Family Ties 24/7.
That's amazing.
So, and I love Family Ties has such a soft spot in my heart. And she directed the episodes The Plays, The Thing, and Higher Love. So between 1987 and 89 were when those episodes were. So I'm gonna have to go and do that. But yeah, she's amazing behind the camera as well. And to be able to go through all those different genres is pretty incredible. Oh, and I do want to say that one, the Dolly Parton one, did get a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Choreography for Scripted Programming. And it also got an award for Outstanding Television Movie too, just to let everybody know that. So, yeah. But yeah, she's incredibly talented. Just, it's amazing how much talent that woman has. It's like,
where does she have the energy?
Exactly.
For me, it's like it's the energy, like to do all of this stuff. It's because her Dada, Debbie Allen Dance Academy is actually around the corner from my late grandparents' house. So I used to see it all the time. And I would always want to go. I was like, I want to go. I want to go. I want to go take some lessons. But, never worked out timing wise. So, like, where do you have the time to do it? I really want to know, like, how do you have the time, the energy? But I think it's just something that's like just innately within her, just the ability to channel and wear all of these different hats at the same time. It's just, it's an incredible feat of fortitude. A lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee. Watch you find out she doesn't drink coffee.
I know. Folks like that, I'm like, seriously? Okay.
No, I know people like that. And I'm like, how can you not have coffee? So I get a headache if I don't drink coffee. Anyway, that's the addiction to caffeine, I understand, but still. We're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what Debbie Allen's work has meant and how her work has impacted film and television. And of course, dancers and people wanting to achieve that dream as well. So we'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Intuit QuickBooks Bill Pay. Growth is the goal, but the paperwork is a trap. If your accounts payable feels like a second job, you're doing it wrong. Enter QuickBooks Bill Pay. Reduce manual data entry, automate your approvals, and track 1099s in one place. No more chasing signatures. No more spreadsheet headaches. Just control over your cash flow and a back office that actually scales. Automate your accounts payable today at quickbooks.com/billpay. Terms apply. Money movement services are provided by Intuit Payments, Inc., licensed as a money transmitter by the New York State Department of Financial Services.
Okay, so we're back. So Tiff, how has Debbie Allen's work impacted you, and how do you think her work has impacted film and television?
I just think just from the standpoint of knowing that you don't have to pigeonhole yourself into one thing. She's not just, because when I think about Debbie Allen, I don't think about her just being one thing. She's not just a dancer. She's not just a choreographer. She's not just an actor or producer or, a director. She is all of these things and so much more. And she's really, really good at all of them. She's been able to meld what she originally started as, which was, a dancer and a singer, and incorporated all of these other things that she wanted to do and become this super successful mogul, essentially, at it. I don't know too many people who have a CV that is as impressive as hers is. And I mean, I was looking at it and I was like, I had no idea about like half of the things that she did. I had no clue about it. So I think that the impact that she has is it's showing people that don't put yourself into one space. Take up multiple spaces. Bring yourself to the table. If you think you can, this is a brief side note. I have a friend who was longtime editor on a show that ran on CBS. And her boss, who was the EP, came and said, hey, you know what? Why don't you try to direct an episode? She had no directing experience whatsoever.
Wow.
She wanted to do it, but, never had an opportunity to do it. But they had a long time working relationship. So he said, well, why don't you try to do it? Come on, let's go. And grabbing that opportunity, she's a director now. That's what she does.
Wow.
She's a director. She never went back to editing. She just continued to direct more and more things. And the projects got bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think it's that taking the opportunities that are given to you and running with them, sprinting with them, dancing and leaping with them are the impact that Debbie Allen has across a multitude of, cultural iconography. The fact that we know her, our generation, and this is for, the Gen Xers, the Xennials, the elder millennials, we know her as little bits from fame, and people that are young millennials and who comes after them?
Is it
Z's?
Z? Yeah.
Gen Z. And then
Gen Alpha
and
or
Gen
whatever
Alpha. Yeah, they'll know her from Grey's Anatomy. You know, we're talking about a difference of like 30 plus years, which is incredible. You don't see careers like that where, you know, people, that's like, you know, trying to find out like somebody that my father watched when he was, you know, 5 years old, like a show that he watched when he was 5. And then me being like a teenager and figuring out that that person was on something else. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know if that's making sense, but
no, I do.
The amount of time that and the different projects that she's done is touching multiple generations, which is just, it's mind-boggling. Like, it's truly mind-boggling when I think about it. Just, she's so talented. She's so talented. And she seems like, don't tell me people, like, I hope nobody's ever had like a bad experience with her. Don't tell me if you've ever had a bad experience with her, because she seems so nice.
I know. I don't want to hear that either.
Like, don't tell me.
If you know that, keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. Because she seems amazing. She and her husband, Norm Nixon, who was a basketball player, he played for the Lakers, which is, I believe, how they met. They've been married for like, gosh, what, close to 50 years, I think?
A long time.
They've been married a long time. So just like, you can tell how important family is to her, you know, her relationship with Felicia, with her sister. And their mother lived like, I think till she was like 103, I want to say.
Wow.
I think she was like 102, 103. She did, because she died recently. Like the mom did. I want to say she was like 103. I know she was a centenarian. I know that.
Wow.
Yeah. Just an incredible, she seems like she's very much like family oriented. And yeah, so if you know anything about her, don't tell me. Just let me live in ignorance.
I agree. Yes.
Let me be ignorant.
Yes, I agree. It's coming up on their 42nd anniversary is coming up on April 27th. So
okay.
That's a long time.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. She was married before that for a few years.
Oh, yes, she was. I forgot about that.
To Winfred Wilford from 1975 to 1983. But, yeah.
Okay.
But yes, I ditto that. If anyone has any horror stories about her or anything, I don't want to hear them. I don't care to hear them. Again, this is what I'm going to bring up again, that documentary, Dance Dreams, Hot Chocolate Nutcracker, which you can watch on Netflix right now. And that, to me, really, really showcases the most important lasting impact of Debbie Allen. And that is the Dada School, the Debbie Allen Dance Academy, because, you know, they do scholarships. So it's not like I think they said in the beginning, it's like 75%, I believe, of the students are there on scholarships. So she wanted to make it something where anybody could do it, because she's like, you know, we have people from Beverly Hills and we have people from Compton and we have people, you know, like, just runs the gamut of, you know, like economics and everything like that. So she wanted to create something that was welcoming for children and for people who really were like she was as a kid, I think. And she also created it because of her daughter. Her daughter inspired it, because her daughter was in this one school, and I believe it was like they weren't going to keep her daughter there. They didn't want to, you know, they were like basically saying, no, you're not going to stay here. Or it was something along those lines. And Debbie Allen basically created this school because she wanted to make sure her daughter could still take these classes and learn and everything. And her husband helps a lot with the school too. And she had learned that, you know, the I believe it's the New York City Ballet, like the way they actually fund their whole season is through putting on the Nutcracker. So that's where she came up with the idea to do this version. It's a different version. It blends like a variety of different dance traditions. You know, they have a Bollywood section and a couple of other things as well. Tiff's seen it, so Tiff can tell you.
There's roller skates. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different, and it adds a lot more performance as far as like acting and more. That's what it seemed like. And Tiff can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
It's not traditional in any sense of the word. It's not the Nutcracker where, when you go and they're not speaking because it's just ballet. It's strictly ballet. No, this is an actual play. It's a musical. There's hip hop, there's ballet, there's tap, there's jazz, there's contemporary, literal roller skates. And obviously it's probably been tweaked. It's been, like I said, it's been a decade since I saw it. So I think we're probably going to try to see it again though this year, because it was a really good time. And it's something that everybody can enjoy, from the littles to the olds. So yeah, it's one of those things that's really just enjoyable and a different take on a classic story, and it shows you the power of dance, the power of art, the power of melding those things together. Because a lot of times you don't see that in classical ballet. You don't see that type of thing. So it's nice to see those things being blended.
Yeah, and you get that feeling from the documentary. And there are bits where Debbie Allen talks about her own life and when she was younger, and she talks about one time being told, that she could never be a ballet dancer and she would never, that wasn't what she should do. And discovering like Twyla Tharp and a few other people that were coming up around that time, and different dances, and being like, oh, okay, I can make it, but I can do it in a different way. And so that's also interesting because you get to hear from her, and she shows up and she works on the choreography. She helps cast it, and they'll have like some of the kids will, they'll go through the ranks and play different roles, and they'll be playing every year, and some won't, but or they'll be striving for a particular role. There was one performer in there who her dream was to be one of the Bollywood dancers, and in the post-credit stuff, they were, or like in the credits, when they're telling you like where they are now kind of thing, she got to do that. But that's what's so fascinating about it, is it's like I was watching it and I'm like, man, some of these kids sound like I did when I was a kid. It's one of those like, one of the kids was like, I want to be a dancer and I want to be a lawyer and I want to be this. And I'm like, that's exactly what I said when I was a young kid.
I love hearing that.
Yeah. So it's like watching these young kids who have this spark of joy and have this thing and this dream that they wanted to do since they were born, and watching them be able to achieve that because she wants them to be able to achieve that. That is the biggest lasting impact of Debbie Allen. I think beyond just what she has contributed to, which is vast and enormous, to film and television, it's this. And her knowing all of the students' names, like the students were saying, it's basically like we're all her children. And that is incredible. There was one little girl who was really young, like younger than what their starting age is, with the lowest age they'll accept. And she auditioned for the school, and Debbie Allen was like, oh, we've got to let her in. And everybody's like, well, she's too young. And Debbie Allen's like, well, I'll just change that rule.
See what happens when you own your own stuff, people? See?
Yep.
I mean, look, she could be like, you're going to turn this baby away. She could be the next Misty Knight. I mean, come on. Yep. Misty Copeland. I mean, no. Let that baby in.
Yes, exactly. And so she's like, I'm just going to change that rule. And I think, art is not a trivial medium. Art can change your life, and art means so much. And so watching all these kids, and some kids that might have never been given this opportunity, being given this opportunity to achieve all the dreams they want to achieve, and to be what they want to be, and to be nurtured, and to be pushed, and to, be celebrated for who they are. And it's like, it's not it's like all body types. It's, and that also I think makes a difference. It's not just the exact like what you picture when you picture like a ballerina or something like that. So I think that's the biggest lasting impact of Debbie Allen is this school and is her wanting that joy and that love and that passion to survive beyond her and, through generation after generation. And I think it is true. It is incredible when you have people like this, like you were mentioning before, where it's like certain generations will associate them instantly with one role. And then other generations are like, what are you talking about? That's this person. And there are very few performers and very few people that actually fit that. And Debbie Allen is definitely one of those. And I'm sure for whatever generation comes after Generation Alpha, it'll probably be the same thing and it'll probably be some other role. Like it might be like I don't think it'll be this necessarily, but it might be like the directing the Dolly Parton Christmas special or something like that. But she will have a lasting legacy that she will be remembered for decades and decades to come. And that is incredible for any artist, but to have the longevity and to be still doing this and to be still as passionate about it. That's the other thing, to still have that passion about it and to not be jaded. And I'm not saying, I'm sure she's had her ups and downs with herself and her feelings about the industry, but overall, still loving what you do and still finding that passion for what you love to do is also a testament to her and that she was born to do this. This is just, some people are just born to do certain things, and she was born to be a director and a choreographer and a dancer and everything. That's what she was born to do. She was born to be an artist, and she is an incredible artist.
I love the fact that you said that she was born to be an artist. Yeah. You can,
Yeah.
I can't imagine her doing anything else. Like Debbie Allen, dentist doesn't doesn't have the same ring.
Unless she was playing the dentist in a remake of Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, okay. I like it. I like where you're going with this.
That would be an interesting take.
That's an interesting interpretation. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I know there was the one before Steve Martin, but I'm just thinking of Steve Martin's role as the dentist. And that would be interesting. Totally different take on that character. So, but yeah, or like, here's your accountant, Debbie Allen.
Yeah.
No, that would have been, crushing her spirit. So, yeah, she's definitely doing what she was born to do. And once again, if you have any bad stories about her, we don't want to hear.
We don't want to know. We do not want to know.
Just pass on that.
Yeah, just just kick it into the corner. Kick it into the corner.
Exactly. Yep. Well, thank you so much, Tiff, for joining me for this one. And I know when we do end up covering Fame, which we will do that eventually, I'm sure we will be talking about Debbie Allen again, of course. I don't know when that will happen, but it'll happen at some point. And once again, you can listen to our A Different World episode. I'm sure we'll discuss the reboot when that comes out. I'm sure we'll talk about it in some way, shape, or form. It'll at least be mentioned on Pop Culture episode. I'm sure maybe we'll do like a bonus Patreon episode. So become a Patreon supporter. Yeah, but it is time to play 6 Degrees of Mr. Finn Whitrock. And with somebody who has the discography that Debbie Allen does.
so many various ways to connect.
So, Tiff, take it away. How did you connect?
So I went with a pretty easy route, although I've never seen either of these things. So Debbie Allen was in Ebony, Ivory, and Jude with Martha Smith, who was in A Futile and Stupid Gesture with Finn Whitrock.
Very good. Yeah, there are so many different ways to do this. So that was one. I had like a couple written down, and that was one of them I had written down. So I'll do this other one. So Debbie Allen, of course, was in Fame with Casey Money. I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing your last name. Who was in La La Land with Finn Whitrock. So
okay.
And if you don't know, Finn Whitrock neither dances or sings in La La Land. He's in there for like 2 minutes. I mean, it's like really, it's like blink and you miss him kind of thing. Yeah. Like Paula, who's, hasn't watched a Finn Whitrock thing in quite a few months. She has a whole channel. It's a Paula watches Finn Whitrock's thing, and she has
tumbleweeds, y'all.
It is. It's such tumbleweeds. I've got to do a tumbleweed chip in there. And she kept picking these things where he was in there for like 5 minutes. She watched La La Land, and she's like, well, he's in there for 5 minutes. So, yeah. He does have a movie coming out where he's playing the founder of Hershey Chocolate, who him and his wife, and I didn't know this, they ended up starting because they couldn't, I think they lost their child when he was very young, or then they didn't have children again after that. I believe that's what happened. And they started this whole foundation and did all this philanthropy, which I didn't know anything about this. So that's a movie that he has coming out. So
interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
We'll see. I don't know when it's coming out, but
okay.
Yeah. But anyway, well, thank you again, Tiff, for joining me for this episode. I really enjoyed this conversation as always. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Tiff and I are like, we agree on so much. It's really amazing.
Yeah, lots.
How aligned we are in things.
We are Borg. We are one.
It really is incredible. It amazes me every time because you'll start talking about something and you'll be like, and I'm like, yep, that's exactly it too. That's why I'm always like, when I discover new shows or new movies, I'm like, I think I could probably at least count on Tiff.
Exactly.
That's why I was so glad that you liked the Interview with the Vampire television show because
it took me a long time to get there, but I eventually got there.
Because we're getting season 3 this year. So
I know.
Vampire Lestat. So
I am ready. I am ready.
He did release. There's a single out. You can listen to the single.
Gosh, it's so ridiculous.
I'm looking forward to that. All the drama and Louis will still be there. So yes, which I love Louis. So I never thought I'd say those words in my life, but
TV
Jacob
Louis.
Anderson,
Jacob Anderson, TV Louis.
Yes.
Listen to our Patreon episode, become a patron, and listen to our Patreon episode about the vampires that we love and the vampires that we loathe.
Yes, definitely do that. Yep. And you can also go back and listen to, and also on our Patreon, Jen, me, and Ishelle discuss the first 2 seasons of Interview with the Vampire. Yeah, and then we did do the movie version too. We did a regular episode that Tiff was on, and Ishelle was on that too. So you can listen to both of those, and I'm sure we will do a Patreon episode for season 3 of Interview with the Vampire, and I'm assuming Tiff will end up joining us for that one.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I can't wait for that. So, has Debbie Allen done anything vampire wise?
Gosh, I don't think so. I don't think she's done any real horror stuff. She would be great, I think, though, like in a comedy horror or horror comedy.
Yeah, or something where it would be like, I don't know if you saw the movie Abigail.
That sounds so familiar. Why does it sound familiar to me?
It's where these group of these people, they kidnap this girl, and it turns out that,
yes, she's the ballerina.
She's a vampire.
Yes,
she's a vampire.
Yes.
She's a ballerina vampire.
Yes. I love that. I like that idea.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that with Debbie Allen, where you could do like
yes. I like that. I could see her in something like, like horror light. Like, we did a couple of fun horror stuff for horror movie month, like Arachnophobia and and Tremors and stuff like that. I could see her like lending her comedic talents to those type of things. I think there's a lot of promise there. Oh, look, 2/3 of Dream Makers. Making casting decisions, making casting calls.
There you go.
Making dreams come true.
Yeah. So if you're listening out there, Debbie Allen, or anyone who knows Debbie Allen, make this happen.
We have some ideas for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Tiff, for joining me for this episode. So we're going to go ahead and close out. And Tiff can tell you, we didn't already do this part, did we?
No,
Okay,
we didn't.
good. I'm like, wait a minute.
We did not. You're good to go. So, yeah.
So, Tiff, where can everybody find you?
So I'm on the interwebs at Who Is Tiff Is Me. I have my notifications on for Blue Sky. So, if you want to at me, I will get it. I should respond. But mainly I'm on the Discord with the rest of the Fandom Thing Pod crew. And we talk about all sorts of goodies over there. Television, film, theater, if that floats your boat. We talk about music as well. All sorts of stuff. So come on through, say hi, say hey, say hello.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. We are a lot of fun over there. We're very accepting, unless you're a bad person, and then we kick you out.
Absolutely. Don't come in there with AI nonsense.
Yes, I will not put up with that. That is not allowed. No. We are very anti-AI.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that is not art, by the way. AI slop that people keep generating, that's not art.
Nope.
So, no. I'm so glad I don't know if you heard about that. There was this short film that was created with AI that AMC was going to show.
Barf.
And they got so much pushback that they've decided not to show it anymore.
Oh, thank goodness. Nobody wants to see that. Please.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to see
real.
that. No,
it's not
real. It's not real. There's actual working actors out there that you could hire and that can do, and that would love to have short films and, short form stuff on their CVs. Hire those people.
Exactly.
Instead of, destroying the planet with more AI slop.
Yes. Okay, well, on that note, no. No, I was just so happy when I saw that. That's why, pushback and voicing your concerns works sometimes. So, yeah. But yes, you can, well, first, we also share pictures of pets like Fergie, the dog, who loves horror movies, loves Abbott Elementary, and loves true crime. So, if you want to do a horror movie, Debbie Allen, that's another reason, because then Fergie will be so excited to watch your horror movie. So
she will be locked in.
Yep. But you can follow her on TikTok at Schroeder and Fergs. That's SCHROEDERANDFERGS. It's long, but it's worth it. To find all our past episodes and links to our social media, including our Discord server, head on over to our website. It's a fandomthingpod.com. And while you're there, consider becoming a Patreon supporter today. You get all those great episodes we were talking about. And for as little as $3 a month, you also get ad-free content. So you don't have to hear any ads. You get episodes a day early. Coming up in May, we're going to be doing our marathon streaming event. And I always give away some prizes to some of my Patreon supporters. So it's just a ton of fun. You get to help us. We're doing our Fandom Choice Awards different this year. We're doing them in May. We're giving them out. But our Patreon subscribers get to help decide some of the nominees in categories where there are like more than 5 choices. So like movies, music episodes, stuff like that. So you get to help decide that, which if you don't know what that is, we give out awards for all of our episodes. We do it every year. It was Carla came up with the idea. And so it's like our version of like the Academy Awards in a way. So yeah, that's another perk of becoming a Patreon supporter. So you can click the link in the show notes or go to our website, which is, once again, it's a fandomthingpod.com, and click the support us tab there. And also, if you would like to be a potential interview guest, or if you would like to be a potential, like if you're someone who wants to be a panelist, like you're a creator or you have another podcast, you can reach out to us via our contact us link on our website as well. And next week, we are kicking off Topic Month with a look at neurodiversity in media. So that should be a very interesting conversation with Carla and Sarah. It was Sarah's episode suggestion. So I'm looking forward to that. And just to let you know, the rest of our topic month, we will be, of course, Erin A. and I will be talking about the Oscars. We do it every year. We are the best predictors around. We just have fun giving our predictions and saying who we wanted to win. And, and we give some snubs sometimes too. And then we're going to be talking about Netflix because I wanted to talk about Netflix. I don't want to talk about Netflix, but yet I want to talk about Netflix, if that makes sense. Before Netflix, we're going to be talking about fandom and pop culture and education. And then I'm working on another, and it'll be announced when it's scheduled, but crossover thing, and it'll be a fanfic episode. So that'll be an extra topic episode coming up as well. And sometime, I'm not sure exactly when yet. And yeah, so that's it. So that's it. So until next time, remember, it's a fandom thing. Black Lives Matter, stop Asian hate, and free Palestine.